Hello everyone, today I'm here again to make another video about Dehya. This time is just not gonna bring anything new to the table. I'm just gonna confirm some things I was testing back when I recorded my first video. I'm also gonna be talking about a new team I tried to experiment with that it's not an original idea, but anyway. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is that melt team I theory crafted back then. After testing it for like some months, I got to the conclusion that it is a good team. It is very good, in fact. There were 2 live streams I made in the past where I got 36 stars in the biz with that team. I'm pretty sure I could have used that team on the current abyss. I just didn't because I was testing the new team. But I think it's a solid team after testing it. And yeah, there are problems with it. Like, for example, the ICD problem, where you can only melt 1 out of 3 punches, you know. And there's also, like, maybe when you use Dehya's ultimate, the enemy might not be inflicted with cryo, which will be annoying a lot because it happens more than you think. Some things I try to do is, like, now that I have C3 Ganyu, I try to use E both times, so when they explode I'm ulting with Dehya, you know. But that would require a fast rotation, you know, so I wouldn't have that much time to use other characters' E's, you know, just their ultimates. But overall, that team works. These problems, they happen, but not to the point where it makes it bad. They do happen, but not enough to make it a bad team, you know, thankfully. You could also, like, indeed switch Shenhe with Rosaria, because maybe there's more cryo application with Rosaria on the team. I don't think that's the case. I'm pretty sure that with Shenhe, the cryo application is the same. There's an example that I'll put on the screen right now of that team comp working, and it's very fun to use, especially against groups of enemies and on those events like the one that's going on the screen. You know, it is a very good and fun team comp to use, at least in my opinion, because you just punch everyone away. And yeah, there's also, like, the problem that you need his ultimate, and for that you need energy recharge with her. But honestly, I have not, like, lost in the abyss because I was lacking energy recharge. As crazy as that sounds, because my Dehya is very low on energy recharge. I only lose in the abyss because of the other things I talked about, like the ICD problem. Then maybe the enemy is not inflicted with cryo, so when Dehya punch, what will be causing the melt will be Ganyu's or Shenya's ice application, you know. It's usually because of that, and not because I don't have Dehya's ultimate. I don't know how. Only with Bennett and her E, you can generate enough energy for her, which is kind of crazy, you know. But at least it works for me. But I do recommend more energy recharge than I have. And the other team comp I was talking about that I tested is this one on the screen right now. This team comp was inspired by a video a friend sent me. It's appearing on the screen right now. And I made some alterations to it because my Yelan deals more damage than my Ayato, and I don't want to build my Ayato, even though I put a crown on his E. I don't want to build him. And also, on that team D, he is using a full EM build, which I could farm for her because it would make this thing come better instead of using Witch of Crimson Flames. So it's something want to do after I farm for my Cookie Shinobi. But this team comp is also cool. It doesn't put the focus on Dehya like the other one. In this one, Dehya just, you know, complementing damage and granting super armor and mitigating damage, which, you know, is what she was designed for, you know. And also contributes not only with burning but also with burgeon. And I know burning is the same as nothing, but still it can be kind of nice, honestly. Because of Nahida's E, the enemy will most of the times be burning. You can generate seeds with Yelan's E or Q. You can also be doing Hyper Bloom with Cookie, and also be doing Burgeon with Dehya. Top of that, you'll also be doing a lot of other elemental reactions. You'll mostly be doing the Dendro ones, but sometimes you'll do others, which will also complement to the damage. I still think that with Ayato and full MR Dehya, this same comp is better, especially because it's a proper build for Burgeon. And I think Ayato can apply Hydro just as much as Yelan. I just prefer using Yelan because my Yelan's really good, and I don't wanna farm from my Hayato. But yeah, overall, I also like this team comp, even though it doesn't put Dehya on the center, you know. Puts her more on a support role than in a DPS like the other team, but it's also pretty good. Of course, you could say that the Hyper Bloom is carrying this team, and I agree, you know, because unfortunately Burgeon is not as good as Hyper Bloom, and there's a problem with Dehya where her Burgeon only happens at 2.5 seconds. In that time, a lot of seeds would have exploded. That's why you have Cookie Shinobu there, you know. So at the same time that Hyper Bloom happens, there's also Burgeon happening, you know. So when it's not one, it's the other happening, you know. So you always be dealing damage. It's a high DPS team, a very high DPS team. But between those two, I still prefer the Melt Dehya team, just because, you know, I created it. You know, I don't like to say that, but you know, I created it, and because it makes Dehya a main DPS, which I like more than just a support or complementing damage. And it's also it also brings more luck, apparently, because I just got a crit rate thing, and it got 0 good artifacts with the other team, you know. Yeah, with this team comp I try to use Ganyo's ultimate, then E again because I have C3, then Bayonet, E, Shenge ultimate, then E, I switch to D here, E, Q for the Witch of Prince of Flames, you know. Then she'll also be with the buff from Shenge. It's not that big of a buff, but you know, it's still a buff. There's also the Bayonet ultimate, which lasts pretty much for the entire ultimate, you know, if you do it like that. But of course you can do it faster, and it will be better for the ultimate durations, you know, so it can help Dehya out more. But overall this team is good, you know, and it brings more luck because this right here is really good. But overall I still think Dehya has problems, you know, a lot of problems that didn't get addressed, didn't get fixed, and might never be, you know. But I hope future characters, you know, help her out. Like apparently Folklore is gonna help her, you know, in some ways, apparently. I really hope she does. But you know, if we as Dehya mains want to use Dehya, we gotta do what we can, you know. And this is what I came up with, you know. There's also people in the community that came up with ideas like the HyperBurgeon one. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you and goodbye. See you next time.